We are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to The Show Must Go On line. Today's guest is Jon. How are you doing today?
I'm good showing you.
I'm fabulous. Thanks. So happy to have you here.
I love your flower. Like
Thank you. It's serving Alexis Rose for me.
oh, I see what you did there.
Yes, I thought that it would be fun. If you're listening to this later in audio, you're not going to be able to tell, but for a visual, and I'll describe it. I'm wearing a shirt that says "Protect Black Trans Women" because very important, and a flower, a pink rose flower in my hair, which is a double rose because the roses, and we will get all into Schitt's Creek, and rose because Shoshana means rose in Hebrew. So there you go.
Oh. But yes, I agree with your shirt. I don't. My shirt is just olive. So
Ooh.
I mean, I could write on with white lettering real quick some meaningful message if you want me to. We could do it
Well,
live.
ooh, it's kind of like the Dear Evan Hansen. They write that live.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh man, I've worked on that show as a swing dresser. That
Ooh.
cast, you have to they have the makeup person like cut it off, and every time that they've done it when I was subbing in, I'm always just yeah, that face. I'm just like, glad it's you or not me, buddy boy.
I've heard stories about that, but let's dive right in. Like, what can you tell people? Because I think being a dresser, let alone a swing dresser, it's so fascinating. It's like this world into Broadway and theater in general that a lot of people don't know. What are kind of the roles of that and any specific stories from that you want to share?
So in the before times, I freelanced. I was a freelancer on Broadway and anywhere in Manhattan, basically, or well, the city, I should say. And as a swing dresser, you are basically following the full time. You're trading under the full time dresser, who will like give you pages upon pages of notes that you have to like sort of memorize. I mean, what ends up happening is that like um, I would like transpose them onto note cards that I would keep on a ring, so this way I can like throw it in my pocket or in my apron or whatever, and be able to like go on to the next change or set of changes. So like for example, I primarily worked at Wicked as a swing dresser. There are 5 male dresser tracks there. You got 4 ensemble, 4, and then there's the Fiero and Wizard dresser. You're in charge of them, but you help with the ensemble. You help out, like you help everyone out basically, and then you. So for me, it took 2 weeks of training, where it was like one show I would follow them with my notes ready to go, and then the next show, be it the matinee evening or like the next day, the dresser would follow me. So like make sure I'm doing everything, and then if I forget something or if I'm like a little too slow on something, they're like, just drop it, go. You gotta go and do the next thing. Yeah, it's very timely.
Yeah. Wow. I could
um,
not imagine.
I'm always fascinated by like with Wicked how backstage it all looks like The Sims at certain points, like or a Rube Goldberg machine, because like I have to do something that'll affect someone else, that'll then affect someone else, that'll then come back to me. Um, so yeah, Defying Gravity is a busy song for whatever track I'm on.
I've heard that like the alphabet is running like up and down, which is also crazy that you're running right before you're about to do this massive show-stopping number. But what's Defying Gravity like to be working on it?
Um, well, there is that. I know which moment you're talking about because she starts on the stage floor and everything, and then she has to run. She runs off stage, goes under the stage to come out somewhere else. I never see this part. And it's been, well, I mean, I did watch it before I started working there, but I wasn't really paying attention to the show. I was paying attention to like changes and everything. So you you have, there's like 2 or 3 tracks that are around that moment where you see her run down the stairs that are like, don't move. You cannot move. She's running. And then Glinda follows her and everything. So, yeah, it's pretty interesting. And then you have to like carry a flashlight with you. Usually dressers have a bite light somewhere around, like what they wear as a necklace. And a bite light is literally what it says. You put it in your mouth and you bite down on it and it lights up. Yeah. So it's great because like when you're doing laces or a zipper or something, you can see it go up. It's not the brightest, but like that's the point.
That is crazy. And Slimbo totally agrees. He's like, what a bite light. He would just chew that right up.
Well, so most dressers wear a bite light. Others wear a headlamp. So, so this way you want to like keep it low, obviously, so the audience doesn't see it.
I always think it's so interesting. I'd love to be a spy on the inside and get to see how it all works, how the sausage gets made, if you will.
Excuse me. Yeah, it is interesting. I mean, for me personally, there's still some like wonderment and magic there, because like you see how she flies at the end of Act 1 during Defying Gravity, and like somebody had to think of that. So that's more, for me, that's more of like the wonderment, not the fact that she's flying, but like somebody had to figure out how to hide everything and make sure she's secure in there, and you know, she's got to feel safe as well, belting her face off at the end.
Truly, I mean, what a wonderment and a spectacle. That is one of the most Broadway spectacle moments. And I get so emotional every time. I saw Jessica Vosk's final performance. It was, I mean, talk about a showstopper.
Yeah. And it's always fascinating, like, how it's written. And then you watch those videos of every woman doing it a little differently.
Yes. That was so cool.
What do they call it? Like the war growl or something?
Oh, is that? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know if that's actually the real term, but like the thing. Yeah.
So good. Well, I love that we jumped right into Wicked, but let's start and go back to your origin story. What got you into theater and wanting to be a dresser and a podcaster and all that jazz?
Oh, wow. It's been a journey, to say the least. I originally wanted to be an actor. I did the school shows. I started in 7th grade being the sound person. And by that, I mean, I pressed the play button for our school's production of what was it? Schoolhouse Rock Live Junior. That's it. Yeah, they did it to like a karaoke track because we didn't really have an orchestra there. And then the next year I did Once on This Island Junior with like an all-white cast because that's what you do, unfortunately. It was also a different time where not everyone was like seeing it as that. People were seeing it more as a show that you can throw 30 kids into it and be fine.
Yeah, that's one of those shows, that Hairspray, The Color Purple, that you're like, this should not ever, Miss Saigon, like, don't do this with all
white kids.
Please don't. Please stop doing that.
In the Heights.
I buy my coffee and I go. You knew I had to.
Which that movie's coming out soon, and I'm so freaking excited.
So excited.
But yeah, and then in high school I did the shows, and I did my senior year I didn't do the shows there because I was working mostly and figuring out everything, and then my chorus teacher actually detracted me from auditioning in schools for college for musical theater. So I went to SUNY Fredonia. And my first year there, I was liberal arts. Because I knew I wanted to go there. I didn't really know why or anything or have a plan. And it was my friend Ariel in my world poetry class, of all things. She was saying that she was going to audition for the costume design major. And I was just like, that's a thing here? So, and this was, that was probably around 2006. So like Project Runway was there. I can't remember if that was what season they were on at that time. But I was a little influenced by that. Shh, don't tell anyone. Internet, don't tell anyone.
It's a secret, don't worry.
Exactly. So I graduated 4 years later with my degree in costumes, and I don't know if a little tickle. So,
Oh, speaking of which, wait, quick note. Today I got my vaccine.
Congratulations!
It's the happiest bandage I've ever had.
I'm fully vaccinated too, and I can't wait for the future to happen.
Mazel tov.
So then, luckily, I had friends in this. I had friends from college who worked as production managers in the city because they helped me get work here and there and build the resume. And then I started networking from other jobs. Like I worked in there are websites dedicated to helping, like to job postings and all that. From one of those webs. No, actually, I went to go see Follies, the one with Bernadette.
Jealous.
I went to go see it with a bunch of other costume friends, and they were like, how awesome would it be if we just applied to these costume shops to work there? And I did that. And I actually worked at this one costume shop that somebody there was going to Stage Door Manor, which I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this little camp in the Catskills, but it's a theater camp for kids. And I was there for I did that for 4 summers. And then I worked at the Met Opera for 5 years. Yeah, but the Met Opera got me into the union, which then got me to Broadway. So,
wow, I love that journey for you.
Yeah, and then so I had this idea for a podcast back in 2019 called Movie Deja Vu, and I pitched it to my friend Shady, my co-host as well, to be my co-host, and we worked at Stage Door together, so that's how we knew each other. And then, thanks to the panorama that happened in last year, once, I was all crafted out and everything and just clawed my way out of the COVID depression, you could only watch so many series on Netflix until you were like, I'm bored of this, got to do something.
So much, nonstop.
That I then revived that idea with her because I was just like, hey, we've got the time, might as well do it. So we, and we both knew that we weren't going to be like uber famous or anything from it because we're not celebrities. We don't I can only like hoard out as so many times that after a while I'm just like, what's me and what's the podcast? Right, exactly. And then
What?
and then while doing that, I wanted to break off and do a solo podcast where I discuss musical movies and TV shows specifically, with different guests every episode. So I met SHO at a how would you describe it? It was a workshop that we were like how to brand ourselves or figure out what our brand was.
Yeah, the Multihype course, which I highly recommend. And it, exactly like you're saying, it gives everyone the opportunity to get a different perspective on your branding and marketing and how you can talk about yourself and talk about your brand. Like you're saying, I mean, when you're doing a podcast or a live YouTube series or both or everything, it can be a little muddled of, well, what is me and what is the brand and how do we combine them and how do we focus on this? And that was super helpful.
Right. And then, SHO and I are like the one-man bands where we do everything together. Gotta produce it, edit it, be in charge of the socials. So this was great because it was great to figure out like how you wanted to do like the social media, which I'm not really strong at. So we had a coach who helped us out with that. Thank you, Ashley Kate, by the way. Shout out. I don't know if you're actually watching this live. But they helped you like figure out your hot button topics, like what are your adjectives, what are this, what are that. And while in the class, I was just like, I would see SHO because we were doing this via Zoom. So our class was one of like the average numbers I would say that they had because we were 9 total. So it's 3 coaches and 6 students. And so looking at like the Brady Bunch, the first day I saw SHO and I was just like, I need to be like friends with her. We partnered up on a project, and then was it during the class or after the class that I asked you to be on my podcast?
I think it was after when we were doing the homework.
So okay, so it was during it was a 3-day week intensive that the class was, and one night we had homework for like a Monday. They gave us homework for Wednesday, so SHO and I met up on Tuesday to do the work. And while there, it was just like, you need to come on my podcast. I don't care what you're talking about. You have to come on. And from there, so my podcast, Life's But a Song, a lot of my episodes were recorded are recorded early. I record them ahead of time. So this way I have time to edit. And then, if there's something special that I want to do, like we mentioned In the Heights, I kind of would like to do that episode, find a guest to do that episode, and do it around the time that it comes out on Netflix or HBO, one of those.
It's one of those in theaters, and then I believe HBO simultaneously.
Yeah, so this way, like, we can do it, talk about it. I have enough time to edit it because, like, it takes editing takes a little while. It's fun, it's rewarding, but yeah,
it's a thing. It's a thing we have to do.
So, like, a lot of my episodes, I came up with the idea probably back in December 2020 for this podcast. And I got in contact with Justin Johnson, who did my artwork, and Nick Bomasino, who helped me with the theme song, which I'm singing in it, by the way. I don't know.
Beautiful. Yeah, I loved it.
So I got in contact with them, and I was just like, listen, this is the date that I want to like launch it. If you guys can create something for it, and we collaborated together, and it was awesome. And also during that time, I was recording episodes with people, so like my weeks were stacked of like recording for movie Deja Vu, because we were also recording a shit ton of episodes for this, and then by the time I want to say the first episode came out, I had about 30 to 35 episodes recorded.
Wow. That is a Schitt's Creek ton of them.
That is a Schitt's Creek ton of them. Which, if you guys are wondering why we're alluding to Schitt's Creek, so I have my guests pick the topic. So this way, if it's like a show they were in and it's the movie version, or like the TV episode of it or whatever, or if they really like the series or they like that movie, it's great for them to like converse and talk for an hour into the void.
Exactly. And I just want to take a moment to also say, if y'all are out there in the void and you want to chat with us, there's a comment section that we see live. So hello, everyone. Thanks for watching live. And if you're watching in the future, hello, future.
I don't know how many people are actually watching this live. So hello, everyone. But so SHO picked the Schitt's Creek season 5 finale, Life is a Cabaret. It was always hard because the podcast is Life's But a Song, and that episode is Life is a Cabaret.
I remember you did that on the episode too. That was amazing.
Yep.
Life is a cabaret. I was listening to it earlier, and I have to say, it's very odd to hear your voice ever, right? Like, I edit my own podcast. So I hate voice. I hate it. I hate it so much. But it wasn't actually as bad as I feared it might be listening to it on your episode, which was so great. Like, I was really nervous to listen just because, we could be awkward and what are we saying? You take pauses and a deep breath and whatever. But I was like, oh, okay, I guess I semi knew what I was talking about. And I love Schitt's Creek. So a shit ton, if you will.
I make myself sound better. Like that's really it. I like to take pauses like that, apparently, so I can think about what I'm going to say next.
Hi, Joey.
Oh, hi, Joey. So, it obviously you want to cut those down, and you don't want to hear all the ums and ahs and the uhs that happen. So
the oohs and the ahs.
Yeah, there are sometimes I sound like, oh, what is that rooster from Looney Tunes? I say,
Oh, but you know what? I will just make a point here that I stutter, and that's like something that growing up used to really get to me. And I'm a huge fan of SAY, the Stuttering Association for the Young. And through covering events for them, I've become more okay with my stutter. And it's this like beautiful thing that like Alex Brightman from Beetlejuice, when he talks about stuttering, and he's a 2-time Tony loser, as he likes to call it. It's best. He's so funny. And
one of these days he's gonna win.
It's gonna happen sometime. It's so appropriate. Maybe this time I'll win. Anyway, so I'm really glad they've helped me lean into it, that I am no longer embarrassed about my stutter, and it happens, and it's just who I am. And as Lauren's saying, and when you sound good, we all sound good.
So it's funny. Lauren is actually my best friend. She got me this cup here for Christmas. Ooh. And I've got another one here that's ready to go with water. So thanks, Lauren. Lauren has been on one episode so far. What does yours say? You're simply the best?
The best.
Lauren has been on one episode so far. We did 7 Brides for 7 Brothers, which that was episode 7. Sometimes I have thoughts and they're great. Like doing like your episode coming out the day that we're
Love
doing
it.
this.
Yes.
It also is great that mine is a bi-weekly podcast, so like I could do things like this. Or make sure that my Jesus Christ Superstar episode comes out the Thursday before Easter.
So appropriate.
Yeah, so like, but like Lauren and there's a few other guests that come back that will be back. So be on the lookout. Well, I'm on Apple. I'm on all of them. I'm on all. Yeah. I'm on all the platforms, I think.
Nice. Excellent. Yes. No, it's great. It's easy. It sounds great. Love your intro song. So fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. So, in this episode, I thought that we would have a little show and tell. So, I
don't
love
have my
Schitt's
keys
Creek.
with me. Damn it.
Is it easy to get?
No, it's okay.
Okay. Pretend you can describe yours. It's okay. But I will show mine. The simply the best. I have a lot of simply the best stuff and Rose Apothecary because Beekman. I don't know if you know Beekman. They are great. They partner up and make wonderful like lotions that are Rose Apothecary. Where is it?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Not that fake stuff that in that one episode in season 5 that happens.
No. This is the real deal. This is not that cheap lavender stuff. No. It smells fabulous. I'm actually wearing some of the whipped body cream on my hands right now, and I feel so luxurious.
So I have a Rose Apothecary tote somewhere. It's just black with the logo and everything. And then on my keychain, on my keys, I got a keychain that's for Rosebud Motel for room 7. Oh, hi, Slim.
Hi, Slimbo. Thanks for joining. Wait, this is so funny. So, hello, everyone. Slimbo is my dog, who is also my co-host. He's amazing. He likes to drop by sometimes and make sure that you hear him. It's amazing. Actually, when I was listening to the podcast earlier, I was like, oh, Slim, are you okay? And I'm like, oh, no, it's just the podcast.
I'm sorry. There was no way around. I had to keep Slim in there somehow.
You have to. No, he wants his voice heard. But what's really funny is, so I call him Slimbo, but his name is Slim. So my co-host name is Slim, and your co-host name is Shady.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm Slim Shady, yes, I'm the real Shady. All the other Slim Shadys are just imitating. So won't the real Slim Shady please stand up? I am so upset with myself that I know that. But that was everywhere. That was everywhere when that came out in the early 2000s.
Oh yeah, I remember. What was it? The Mom Spaghetti. He's nervous, but on the surface he looks calm and ready to drop bombs. But he keeps on forgetting what he wrote down. The whole crowd goes so loud. He opens his mouth, but he knows what comes out. Stop, but not whatever.
It took. You know what? It took me a while to realize. Have you heard of people nowadays saying that like you're a stan of something?
Oh yes, and I do know the backstory, but please let everyone know.
It took me a while to realize that was from Eminem's song "Stan." I was just like, "What?" I didn't. So creepy. I knew Stan, the song. I didn't realize that was that. I'm so old.
I was so old.
I'm so happy I have a ring light so you don't see the wrinkles.
Exactly. No, I had no idea, but my boyfriend Jon with an H.
Not me.
Not you. For anyone wondering, love you. So he played that song for me. I had no idea, and because I didn't know the etymology of stan, and when people, I stan you so hard and whatever. And it makes me like, I don't use that word at all. I know a lot of people do. And I know a lot of people also don't know like just how far it is that they're like, oh, I'm a fan. Like I am a fan. I am not a stan.
Right. Like you're a fan. We are fans of Schitt's Creek.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a real town named Schitt's Creek with the Rosebud Motel and all that. So Tropical Cafe.
Oh my god. Get a little Twyla action behind the counter. That would be great. Love her.
She's the best Levy. Damn it, Levy.
We went over this.
I know. I've had so many other episodes.
No.
I just edited. Like I'm working on episode 14. So you're episode 12. Episode 13 is done. Ready to happen next Monday, by the way, everyone.
Ooh.
So episode 14, which is the episode coming out next week, I was just working on that. So
wow.
Yes.
Dan from the Levee.
Chevy from the Levee. That's how.
But it wasn't
Levee,
dry.
yeah. But it wasn't dry, no.
No. If I get one thing out of this, I want you to know how to say Dan and Eugene Levy.
Dan Levy plays David Rose, not Dan Rose.
Which I was at fault for going back and forth. It's tough sometimes. Like Dan and David, come on. They're so similar.
That's true.
That's true.
It's the da sound.
Da. David. David. Anyway. He'd be so European fancy or whatever. Love him. I know when I was going back over the episode, I was like, oh, like I said on the episode though, I want to watch all of it, but I will be sucked in and I will not be taking Slimbo out to the field because I'm like, I'm so sorry. I know we just watched the entire series, but we are going to watch it again. I hope you enjoy it.
You have wee pads for a reason. Just go.
It's so good. But now that it's getting so nice out, I want to spend as much time outside as possible.
Go walk the field and listen to a little bit of Alexis and all that.
La 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 la. A little bit of Alexis. So good. I love that. So going over the shows for you, what's it like? Because you're hosting these podcast episodes and like, it was very fun for me to be a guest on it, but what's your process like to really go through, like, how much do you watch? How much do you talk about? How many notes do you take ahead of time? What's your process?
So my process is I create an outline first and foremost. I have an outline templates for, like a movie, if it's a movie, if it's a TV episode, or if it's a TV series. They're all basically the same, but like, there's a few different wording here and there and everything. And then, like I said, I have my guest pick what they want. I have a running list going. I have so many lists of things. And then from there, like, I'll fill in as much as information as I can, be it like what the topic is, who wrote, directed, what episode number, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes I'll write down like the number of songs, like just a reminder for both of us. And then that I email that out to my guest, as you can attest to this. And in the email, I'm always just like, this is for your personal use. You don't have to. It's not being graded. You don't have to give it back. This is just something so you understand the flow and everything that's going on. And then on my end, I watch whatever we're doing. And on that outline, right where the songs are, I just write down what happens as a reminder to myself. Because like there were weeks where I would fill myself up recording 5 or 6 episodes in 7 days. Yeah. So like
that's a lot.
And then like if it's the movie version of a stage show, obviously I'll write down. I'll research that. I'll research other things like I like to research usually who the choreographers are, like what they've done in the past, or the costume designer, just so we can understand what's going on. Unless it's something simple. Like if it's something extravagant or period piece, that's usually when I'll look up the costume designer so we can be like, oh, they did this thing and that thing. Sometimes I've looked up the composers and the lyricists and all that. I've gotten a little lazy over the over the episodes. There are some like the Cats episode. I actually downloaded the audiobook for Mr. Possum's The Poetry, and I listened to
Look
all of
at
it.
you.
Yeah. Well, and then I think I said in the episode too that like listening to the the audiobook of it, the narrator tried so hard not to do it in the rhythm that that Andrew Lloyd Webber, Sir Andrew Lloyd Webber, excuse me, wrote it in.
Yeah, exactly. That's that's so good. Can I admit something here?
Yeah.
I have not seen the Cats movie because I hear that it's a trip. You know what I would do when everyone's vaccinated and it's safe? That's the type of movie I would like go to a friend's house, like order pizza and have wine and watch it. Like that to me sounds like a wonderful Friday night.
It is a beautiful study of the surrealism.
Yes.
It's great. I love it. You know what? Come over. We'll get some pizza. We'll enjoy whatever. We'll watch it.
It's a date.
Lauren and I in the comments went to go see it in theaters.
Oh.
It was, oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. It's a lot. I mean, and I've never seen the stage version.
Oh.
I didn't even watch I didn't watch the stage recording of it either, just because I wanted to talk about the movie.
Right.
And if I didn't, and my guest was an actor friend who was on the tour of it, so like I would ask him questions being like, so about the tire, or what is scale like in your production?
Oh my god.
She did. She totally did.
So for anyone listening later, Lauren said, I had a life-altering experience. Judi Dench spoke to me specifically.
Yeah, Lauren, we were the only two in the theater at this point, and it was...
Oh my goodness.
It was fun.
I could only imagine.
You know, Lauren actually tweeted or something like, Judi Dench is slowly walking on stage during Old Deuteronomy, or walking on camera, and I'm crying for no reason.
Just tears.
Sorry to call you out like that, Lauren, but that was the best tweet I've ever seen in my life.
It has to be done.
It does. It really does.
It really does. So, okay, we spoke about podcasts and we can always wrap up with that. But I also want to make sure to get to your knitting empire that you've got going on. Talk about that.
So, when I was in college, I want to say it was around the time after, it was my freshman year, and I think it was after I got into the program, into the costume design program. I saw my friend Ariel and her roommate knitting I don't remember where exactly we were, and I was just like, I want to learn. So they taught me how to knit, and then over time I learned other stitches and things like that. And while I was I live in New York City, so the train from my apartment to work is usually like 45 minutes to an hour. So take it out, work on a project for a little bit, put it away. If I'm in between like day work and a show, or just going home from day work, gotta kill the time somehow. And I created like a side hustle business, if you will, called the JR Knitpire. You can follow me on Instagram at the Knitpire. I make a lot of things.
Mm-hmm. And it's fun to see your process too, and the like throughout getting it and all the products. It's really cool.
Yeah. I created a pattern for what I call a pancake vest. It's a circular vest that has 2 cutouts in it for armholes, basically. So there are pictures. You'll go find it on there. Uh, and so I'm still figuring that pattern out, but like it takes forever to finish.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
Yeah.
But luckily, like you said, now is the time to seize the day. Bum, 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 ba-da-da-da.
Yeah, but there's only so much that you can do that you're like, you're knitting, and then you're just like, I can't right now. And then you put it down, and then you pick it up like an hour or 2 later, and you're just like, all right, we're done.
Yeah.
So
I've never gone through that process, but it does sound nice and relaxing.
it can be. It sucks when you have to rip it out. Like if you're so far into the project and you realize you messed up like 20 rows ago, you're like, fuck. Yeah, Slim doesn't like it either.
Slim is having none of it. I hate when that happens. Slimbo knits all the time, and he's like, when I get done and then I have to go back 13 stitches ago, the worst.
Oh, if it was 13 stitches, that's fine. When it's like 30 rows.
Oh no, Judy Dench, yeah.
No, not Judy.
Yes. Oh goodness. Yeah. So how does in your world the knitting, the podcasting, and the costume work, like, what is that called? The dressing.
The costume work? Yeah.
The costume work, the stage dressing, what are words? How do all of those different aspects of your life kind of work together?
Well, podcasting was more of a way to like fill the void during the pandemic. So I haven't really like thought about what's going to happen in the after times. Right now I'm in the during times. So, but like, there have been jobs that I've had in the past where you basically just sit backstage for a certain number of time so you can knit. Knitting, I've actually, there was a show that I assisted designed on it, where I talked my way for the designer to make me knit hats for it. So I knitted like 2 stripe. I mean, it was basic, just a stripe hat, but like it was still just something that like I put on my resume, and I have it on the socials and everything. So there are things that like I know of people who have knitted sweaters and things like that for shows. So like you could get paid for that. I haven't mastered the sweater yet, so
let me know. I'd love a fun John made sweater. I could be your model too. Imagine that.
I've got I try not to hold on to things really, because I have so much yarn, and living in New York, you only have so much. Well, living anywhere, you only have so much space that you're just like, I don't need to have these 50 scarves that I've made in past years. So like, I did a show a few years ago where I brought in like my storage of things, and I was just like, just take it. I can't have this anymore. And people grabbed as much as they wanted, and I had nothing. It was great.
That sounds amazing. And even in the future, I feel like if that happens again, when you have like an abundance of stuff, that could be so fun if you like sell it for, I don't know, $5, $10 a piece, and you donate it, or, like that's also fun, or just have it for yourself, because money could be nice.
I mean, yeah, I thought about donating them, which I'm looking at my tub off camera, and I'm just like, you're getting close to being donated.
I
So
love that. There are so many options.
there are options, yes.
That's great. Yeah. So one thing I wanted to make sure to talk about, when similarly to how you were saying when we were in the Multihype course, you were like, that girl, we need to be friends. When your camera was off and you had this wonderful photo with this glitter beard, I was obsessed. And I was like, I need to know more. Tell me everything.
So that, you want to know what that was from? Really?
Please. Every detail imaginable.
So I did a photo shoot where I made, backtrack. You can't cut this out because we're live. I When Kesha's Rainbow album came out back in 2017, don't fact check me, never do. I was just so inspired by it that I had to make hats, scarves, neck warmers, things like that. And I wanted to do a photo shoot based around it. Like, have somebody who has a real camera, not a cell phone like I usually do, and take pictures and ask friends to come and model. And then I asked my other friend Susie to come and do the makeup for everything, because when you think of Kesha, you think of glitter. So I was like, I gotta have the glitter beard for it. So really, it was to model the scarf, but like, it's become so iconic, the glitter beard picture. Yeah, so it was for that. And yeah, you can kind of see the scarf in the picture, but like, nobody really pays attention to that. They just see the pink glitter beard and eyebrows, and they're just like, what is this?
I love it so much. For anyone who wants to see a reference of it, it's part of the cover photo for today's interview and on my B-Way Show Instagram page. So you can totally see it there. I love it. I needed to obviously include it in today's episode.
I would like to say it's my headshot, but I don't know how, if that would actually work for the podcast.
I think it does. I think for your type of podcast, and also like live a little. Who cares?
Well, so it's funny though too, because like, if you look at the picture, my face is very serious, but then I have all this glitter on it. So you're just like, there's something going on here. Juxtaposition. Bazinga.
Bizarre. Yes. I love it. I think it, like you said, it shows that you can be serious, but you also have a fun side and a glittery side, and it really brings out your personality.
Yeah, there's still some glitter in my apartment,
Don't you know that once you glitter, you can't go back?
Can't go back. It's not on the skin anymore, thank God. I mean, that was almost 4 years ago at this point, but like, there's still glitter. I still see like shiny reflection, like in my bathroom.
Oh, it's glitter.
So it was applied because I've got a fluffy beard, so we wanted to keep it fluffy, and so we tested it first with gel, and that didn't work because like, it just brought it to the face. So then then Susie figured out that if she painted the beard first, just in case, in case there was like some spills or whatever, and then she went in with like hairspray, and bit by bit she like glue threw the glitter on there, and I'm sitting there with like a barber's smock, like holding it out, catching any of the glitter that's going down. And she would do like section by section, and then she'd go through again just to make sure everything was covered, and it was. But taking it off was easy because I just had to stand in my shower and just go. It looked like a unicorn vomited in my shower. So I'm sitting there like, slowly collecting it and throwing it out because there's nothing else you can do.
I was wondering if you had to sacrifice the beard for the glitter.
No, you don't want to see the chins. No. There's a reason why I keep the beard. It makes me look like I have just one jawline.
You look fabulous.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. As you're telling this story, I'm like, imagine being Elphaba and a tudoche. Just the constant green. It never goes away.
Yeah, those women, I don't know how they do it. Because even a one-show day, they leave and there's still, like, around the hairline, there's green.
Oh, my goodness.
And all those other shows, too, where... I can't think of them off the top of my head, but there's been other shows where people are head to toe one color. So kudos to them.
I know. And we spoke about Alex Brightman earlier, but with Beetlejuice, I know he does some stuff. And then there's also the scene with oh my God, Miss Argentina. I've got her face in my eyes. Why can't I think of her name? She is so wonderful.
But I know what you're talking about because I've seen the movie. She's in like teal or like a light blue or something.
Right. Amazing. It's so good. Oh my God, I'm now staring into the camera, but I'm really hoping the camera can become this like Wikipedia, and this is going to drive me crazy. I'm like, we're going to have to go over if I literally can't think of.
Well, does anybody watching know who played Miss Argentina in the stage version?
/ I was going to say, Lydia, that's not true. What is happening?
Are you okay?
Dale.
Sure, are you okay? Do you need to lay down?
I did just get the vaccine, so blame it on the vaccine.
Always and forever.
Oh my God. So as we are starting to wrap up here, let's take a moment and talk about any nonprofit or charity that you want to give a shout out to.
I'm always there for Planned Parenthood. I would. When was he who shall not be named president? 2017. I started making pussy hats for the marches, and I donated a bunch of money because I did sell them, but I sold them at like a way cheap price, and so I donated that. Like, I know a bunch of other people made them for free, or they like actually sold them, but like I wanted to donate some of the proceeds to Planned Parenthood. So they're always fun, especially when old white men want to like be in charge of women's reproductive system.
Nope. Hard nope. I think what you're doing is wonderful, and what you did with that is really great. I had a pink hat there myself. It was pretty great.
If you scroll on my Instagram, I didn't just make just a pink hat. I made it like textured, or like use different yarn, different colors of pink to create something. Ooh. I need to zhuzh it up whenever I'm doing it. I can't do just like a solid thing unless that's what the person wants.
Fair, exactly. And what I want to share is that's Leslie Kritzer. Leslie Kritzer, everybody.
That was her name?
That's her name. I couldn't end this episode without being able to share that, because I think there are a lot of times that like this person should be nominated for a Tony Award or whatever. But like specifically, I guess it was 2 years ago, her and Michael Mell, George Salazar from Be More Chill. I felt like the two of them in the featured roles were like, how do they not get nominated? That's just
politics.
Politics. Yeah, get your politics here.
Yeah, there's a few things that I'm just like, how is this overlooked? Or like, you have the the supporting actor or actress just nominated, and that's it. Like,
It's crazy. Yeah.
again, politics.
Politics. I know. And we haven't even gotten the Tonys from last year. We will see when that happens. And now hopefully Broadway
they've
will come
officially
soon.
announced it, right? Yeah.
I mean, they announced the nominees.
Right.
Do they have? But that was a long time ago.
No, I thought they announced it like a month or two ago.
When they're gonna actually hold them?
No,
We'll
like
see.
who the nominees were. Like,
no, that was I want to say September, October, November, sometime.
relative.
I know. Well, I'm remembering because it was right around the anniversary of The Lightning Thief, which this is a whole nother thing, but I love The Lightning Thief from Rob Rokicki and all of them, and I listen to the cast album all the time. Get at me. It's so much fun. Today I just released a video of Monster songs that's also from him, and that I like went on so many rants talking about how they should have been nominated, especially for best music, because it's original music in a musical, and it was amazing. Anyway, I could go on a whole rant about that, but that's not what we're here for today. Anyway, that's how I feel. That's how I feel.
I didn't see it. I don't see a lot of shows, unfortunately, because I'm working a lot. I'm usually working. And when I'm not working, I don't want to go see a show. I'd rather just be at home.
I hear that from people in the theater industry a lot.
I mean, it may change now in the after times.
Exactly. Yeah. Who's
We're
to say?
just like, give me everything. I don't have any money to pay for you, but I'll see you.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, there's a few shows that have come out in the past few years that I'm just like, damn it, I wanted to see you.
I know. And there are still, I feel very fortunate that I've seen a lot of shows, whether it's through press tickets or rush lines or standing room or lottery. I mean, I've been very fortunate, or friends coming to town, but I still don't get to see everything, right? Like I saw, a friend asked me this and I was like, how many did I see? Over the 2019 into the 2020 that existed on Broadway season, I saw 100 shows. Right?
Broadway or off Broadway as well?
Everything. Broadway, off Broadway, musical theater, type of shows in 54 Below. No, I didn't include 54 Below and those type of shows in it, but I did count She NYC Festival. So any of the festivals or something that was proper
So when did you start in 2019? Did you start September or did you
January? So in 2019, so I was a reporter in Texas. I finished that the end of 2018, drove across the country, came to Broadway Con, and then started seeing shows.
Okay, and you saw 100 shows from the time you came here until the shutdown happened?
Yeah.
That's not a lot if you actually think about it. No, in the grand scheme of things.
Okay.
No, in the grand scheme, because you're also including off-Broadway and other venues and things like that. A lot of stuff happens in New York, so you're going to not see everything, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah. There were so many shows that especially I feel like it gets to off-Broadway, right? Where you're like, I want to see this so badly, but, it's the same time as this other thing, or finances, because obviously tickets are expensive and all that jazz. But I'm very grateful for the shows that I saw and the experiences I had, and I can't wait. I can't wait to be in the room where it happens.
Neither can I. I'm just counting down.
No. Oh goodness, I can't wait. And on that note, I mean, this hour has flown right by.
I know. And we didn't have to rely on questions. I mean, does anyone have any questions that they want to ask?
Exactly.
Before we go?
Now is a good time.
Now is the time. Now is the time. That's a bad show, but whatever.
Oh, there are so many songs that have to do with this, no day but today. The
Oh
fire
no,
is out anyway. No, I know
I
it's a
was
different song. No, I know.
yeah.
I'm just saying, like, the whole themes of like today or now. If you were to say Rent was a bad show, I would end this call right
Oh
now.
no, I was part of the Renaissance. You know, the
Ooh,
second round of the Renaissance.
I
So
love that.
yeah, when the movie, you know, like when the movie came out,
Oh, I remember.
and all the hype coming up to that. So
Yeah.
actually, you know, because Rent was still on Broadway at the time, and I was in high school when Wicked came out,
Mm.
and so, and I think Rent lasted as long as it did because of, unfortunately, 9/11 happened
Oh,
5 years after it came out. So Rent had popularity for
popularity.
8 years. I don't remember exactly when Wicked came
Yeah.
out, like what year right now.
I know. Well, they had a big 15th anniversary celebration, and that was 2 years ago, give or
Yeah,
take.
so I think they turned 17 this year.
Yeah, I think that
So that
sounds
was
right.
2003, 2004,
Crazy. Same year as Avenue Q.
which won the Tony that year.
It sure did. It sure did. Oh, okay. We have a question. What is the one wire you wish you were asked, and what's the answer to it?
What is the one
One.
question? She meant to say one question. What is the one question you wish you were asked, and what is the answer to it, Lauren?
I love it.
What is the one? I don't know. I honestly don't know. There's so many questions that I can give answers to.
I would say, do you have another question I was going to ask, so I'll just ask it and now you can answer it. Do you have any other crazy stories from theater, being a dresser, or just something maybe you're in the audience, either one that just comes to mind that you're like, this is crazy?
I could tell you, okay, yes, I have a bunch, but I'll tell you the ones from the audience perspective. I went to go see Spring Awakening, the revival, the Deaf West version, and ooh, who there was one of the women, I forgot the character's name, but at the end they're supposed to like take their clothes off and be in their underclothes and everything, and I saw that she was having trouble with it, and I'm in my seat just like, can't go up and help her. I can't go up and help her. But like I I'm a bad audience person because like I watch everyone else. I don't watch what I'm supposed to watch. So like um seeing that Folly show that I told you, the stairs, there's some issue. They had like a movable staircase that stopped working in the middle of the show, so you saw a crew person go out during the show to fix it, and I'm there just like, he's not in period costume. What's going on? Um,
That's always interesting too, when a show must go on, but sometimes
mhm.
it also must pause so that it can go on. And those are some of the most memorable moments too.
I was there at the recent revival of Kiss Me Kate, where with
Yeah.
Kelly O'Hara,
Oh yeah.
where the um, during I Hate Men, she slammed a door on her hand, and she had her back to the audience, and they paused the show, and like they were lowering the curtain, and you heard the stage manager come on, and she just like finished the show like the boss that she is. They made fun of it throughout the rest of the night, but like, you know, she slammed a door in her hand, and then she finished the song. Wait, did she slam the door? Or was it caught? Something happened where they had a bandage up her hand and everything, and you know, it's I Hate Men, so like she used that energy at the end to be like, growl, growl, grumble, grumble. So
What a phenomenal talent. Truly one of a kind.
Kelly O'Hara, she's a beast. Come on my pod.
Come on, you're always welcome.
Yeah, come on my pod, and then you can come on. The show must go on line.
Line. Yes.
Line.
I've had the great fortune of interviewing her at the SAY events at the Stuttering Association of the Young that I was telling you about. She's really involved with it. And she's just like, it's really nice when people who are like crazy talented are also very sweet and down to earth. And, you know, I remember the day I was interviewing her. It was one of those days in New York, as it happens, where it's pouring out. And like, I mean, this was like a downpour. And I have all my equipment. And I'm kind of freaking out that like, you know, like, and it was windy. So my umbrella that normally would keep my equipment safe and dry. And then my hair is just like, it's humid, all these things. And, you know, I usually have a trusty sidekick, but that day I was flying solo and I'm like setting it all up. And she was just a doll, right? She was like, take your time, you're good. And, you know, like, you can tell when someone is trying to be so professional and they look a little flustered. And she like took a moment to be like, you're okay. Like, I know you're trying to rush because of course she's Kelly O'Hara. For anyone you want to rush, she's got things to do. But she like was so nice, and either her assistant or the person would say like they were on board. It was one of those moments that you remember like, these people are so nice. I appreciate nice people.
I love hearing stories like that.
It really is nice.
I mean,
it warms the heart.
I've heard a lot of good things about her, and she actually worked at the Met a few times while I was there. So like,
Ooh.
I didn't really cross paths with her, but like I've been told by her dressers that she's just wonderful, and I'm like, oh,
no,
that's all I want to hear. It's like, you know. You're a person treating another person like a person.
What a concept. So if people want to interact with you on social media, where can they find you?
Well, you can find basically Instagram is probably the easiest way. You can find the podcast at But a Song Pod. You can also find the first podcast, Movie Deja Vu, at Movie Deja Vu Pod. That's spelled MOVIEDEJAVUPOD. And then my knitting Instagram is at the Knitpire, THEKNITPIRE. But like my But a Song, Life's But a Song Instagram is where it's popping. So you gotta stop by.
And all of those handles are also in the show notes here on the YouTube channel. So if you missed it, you can find it.
I had to spell them because I'm so used to it at this point.
No, it's the best, especially because the show must go online turns into B-Way Show, the podcast, which is in audio form.
Mm-hmm.
So you can catch that wherever your favorite podcasts are held. And we've had wonderful episodes. Lauren Boyd, Alex Brightman. Oh my goodness.
Paul Rudd.
Thank you.
Do any of your guests, if you want to come on the pod, you're more than welcome to. I've got a bunch of episodes lined up, but like August is free.
Hey, no, I love planning ahead. It's good. Reach out to them. Paul Rudd also just on the quick celebrity story. So lovely. We had a great chat, spoke about Ant-Man and the Hulk, bowling. It was great. Wonderful human.
I hate you.
Great. I've done my job.
Paul Rudd, if you want to talk about musicals, come on the pod.
Go to his pod, then come back to mine.
They go back to B-Way pod.
Yes, exactly. And what else do I have to say? So the podcast, check out both of ours, or all three of them, really. And then we also have the Showtreons, which is the B-Way Show Patreon squad. We do weekly trivia and monthly video chats and fun times, and you get behind the scenes details and upcoming guests before the general public knows about them. It's a fun time. So if you are interested in supporting this reporter, go check it out. Patreon.com/bwayshow. That's BWAYSHO. As you see here from this wonderful logo made by Chelsea Hill, aka Illustrating Diva.
Woo! No W.
No W. I know. I used to say B-Way Show, no W, and people would get so confused. So I've learned to just spell it out.
My movie Deja Vu Twitter handle doesn't have pod on it, and every episode we try to figure out like a funny way to like incorporate as to what we just talked about, why there isn't pod.
Oh, I like that. See, you're very meta about it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're grassroots, and I love it.
Slimbo's like, I am all for the grassroots effort.
Slimbo, come on the pod.
Slimbo, come be a guest. He already was. Come on, give him some credit.
That's true.
That's true.
We'll talk about All Dogs Go to Heaven, or Oliver and Company. We'll talk about Oliver and Company because that's technically a musical movie.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, so that's technically a musical thing, and then my actual musical episode that I presented, you're like, I don't know. It is literally everyone I've asked agrees with me. So you can, audience,
I'll put a poll up on my Instagram. How's that?
And then when I am right, everyone will just know. So it'll be great. I've got Slimbo's vote, clearly. So before we end this, is there anything else you came into today wanting to make sure to say to everyone?
Please like and subscribe and write reviews and rate or whatever. My Butter Song Pod. I apparently, according to my stats, I'm ranked number 135 on Apple Podcasts in Great Britain in the performing arts category. So, yay!
Hey!
I was 66 the other day, and apparently it dropped 69 points, so whatever. Let's make it back to 66, everyone!
Bring it back!
But yeah, just rate, review, subscribe, share, whatever. I'm bad at this.
No, I feel you. Honestly, I talk about this. I try not to say it too much, but like subscribing to this YouTube channel, liking this video, subscribing to the podcast, like it's annoying to say because you feel like you're one of those like YouTubers, like subscribe here and like here, but it actually really helps, and it helps you get other guests and helps like the ratings and people actually finding it. So if it's not too much trouble for you, if you could just go on both of ours and just subscribe, rate, and review, that would be fabulous.
Especially on Apple Podcasts, because like
true.
It's so weird that that's the only one that really has the review and rate and whatever.
Exactly. Whatever. That's a whole thing. I know. I wish.
Please just do it. Thank you.
Just do it. And if you don't have an Apple product, like I feel ya. I mean, I do. But if you don't, then like, hey, go to a friend or a family member and be like, hey, you with an Apple product, can I borrow your phone so I can subscribe, rate, and review my friend's podcast?
Or, go use whatever you use and do downloads, because that's how it's counted by.
True. Look at this. Just so many ways you can help your friend. And it's free. Isn't that the best? You can help your friend for free. Go ahead and do it.
Yay. We like free.
We love free. We love helping our friends. We love musicals. And we love you for coming on the series.
Oh, yay. I'm so
happy.
I appreciate you. You have to come on again. We'll figure it out off camera. And maybe I can, I don't know, pick your brain about who else I should ask to come on. Who knows?
I'd love that. That sounds like so much fun. Perfect.
Oh, I did want to mention, on our episode, there was a trivia fact that I wanted to throw out there, but once we were done recording, I forgot. No. So be on the lookout on the Instagram page for this trivia fact.
Ooh, we love a fun fact.
And maybe I'll give it to show for the Showtreon people.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, you know what? Actually, let me just do this too. So one of our dear hosts of Multihype has this new wonderful book, BYOP, Ashley Kate Adams, wonderful, coming on the pod, as is KFG, Kimberly Faye Greenberg. So definitely check those out. We have some other guests, but we are currently doing a giveaway for this book. So if you want to get in on the giveaway, head over to BYO Show Podcast on Instagram. Like it, make sure you're following, and tag a friend. All the instructions are there, but I wanted to make sure to get that. And it's coming on, I believe it's the last week of this month. So you still got some time, but like no day but today. Go ahead and do it right now.
No day but today.
No day but today. Well, on that note, I thank you. I thank everyone for watching, whether you're here with us live or in the future. Hello, future people. Y'all are awesome. I hope you're staying safe, wear a mask. I hope you all get your wonderful COVID vaccines very soon as possible so that we hopefully don't cough so much.
Sorry, I drank water, went down the wrong pipe this time.
It happens. It happens. It does.
Be sure to still practice social distancing, even if you have the shot, because
yes,
you never know. It takes about 2 weeks for it to like settle.
Yeah.
So
that's true. Yes. So be careful, take care of yourselves, and we'll see you at the show. Bye, friends.
Bye.